Ashley.
Good evening, hello, and welcome
About,
back. We're playing
therapy.
Star Sector.
You're telling me to go get therapy?
Yeah.
How dare you, Adam?
Yeah, I know.
What makes you think that would be of any use to someone?
Listen, I told my dad missed a handful of Pop Warner football games. I'm still in therapy. Your dad tried to kill you, and your brother was raping you your whole life. You need therapy.
What a pleasant
How about
subject.
it?
Also listening to a bit of Loveline.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
I've been in counseling for a while.
Okay. All right, so here's the advice. You ready? I'm a genius, right?
Oh, yep.
Okay. So you got to listen to me.
Okay.
So he
Everybody listen to
insists
me.
on the radio.
Okay.
You need to not get pregnant. You need to be very careful about the guys you choose to
Where's
hang
this
around
so-called
We'll have more
inspection?
of these sort of.
them giving you the Jim Jones Kool-Aid and then
That's
going down on you. And by the way, where are all the broads who are giving me the iced tea and trying to blow me? What happened to that? Where was I in high school when this stuff was going down? Never happened once.
I don't think women do that. Interesting.
Maybe you're right.
Very
Okay.
sexist.
Ashley, watch out for guys. Don't get pregnant. Don't go visit your dad anymore. And therapy, and more therapy, all right?
Thank you.
All right, and don't get in all chaotic relationships and everything, all right?
Oh, I'll try to stay away from
Don't do any crazy threesomes or make any porn films, all right?
Okay, thanks. You guys are awesome.
Unless you're hot. All right.
God.
Oh, I'll tell you, you kick these kids, you scramble their brain like a broken yolk, and then expect them to go through life without omelet head.
But it.
Yes.
But it's interesting. You wonder what the real experiences were that she had with her dad and with this guy. I really wonder what actually, if he had a video camera, what happened.
I would reckon that her dad's probably a prick. She's got a lot of weird and crazy energy. They probably got into it. They probably, started
Like
slapping and
yeah,
shaking
yeah.
her, and and she's scratching him and whatever. And he told her to get out of the car
Yeah.
and drove home.
Yeah.
I would say that's probably the way that went down.
And then the other guy was probably just a guy making out. Is all of a sudden she's available and.
I thought, he gave my for the price of a glass of old time lemonade. I scored. The guy just thought he was operating.
Yeah, that's all.
The reason, look, if you're going to drug somebody,
They're gonna rape her.
hump them.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the first thing my dad told me when I was going off to college. His son, if you're going to give someone a roofie, you hump. I remember that very clearly. You don't give someone a roofie and then go down on them.
That doesn't happen.
That's the most retarded strategy I've ever
Well,
heard.
that's a retarded. A guy going down on him is to get a sexual response. You ain't gonna get it if somebody's asleep.
Yeah, so this guy gave her the drink and then slid down there. Thought he was just a smooth operator. True, we got to move to Canada.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm talking tonight.
Oh, okay.
Forget about the family.
It's just you and me.
It's me and you, buddy. We hop into my car,
The Z.
swing by the ATM, we swing it out. I got like a $250 limit, my ATM.
Oh, yeah.
Swing by yours, tap that thing out, gas up the Z,
Just go.
and we just start driving down the coast, buddy.
You know what,
Way to
let's-
the Canadian border.
Let's just go the other way. Let's go to Vegas.
No. We got to get out of the country.
Really?
They can track you down there. You send some money orders home to the old lady. She sees fit that the kids are taken care of. We set up shop there. Get a little job. I do a thing where I do like salmon fishing expeditions. Get a little pontoon plane.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. You sit back in the cabin. You fry up the fish.
I'll do
It's a good life. It's a good life.
Barber and a surgeon.
Let's talk about this.
All right.
And we'll be back. Yeah, buddy, love line. I'm Adam. That's Dr. Drew. Forget about that phone number. We don't need your stinking calls. We got a little bit of show to go. But this is where I really hit my stride, Drew.
Fantastic.
Listen to this. Angelina,
Yes.
you're 31.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. What's up?
Oh, my 12-year-old daughter told me today that she lost her virginity.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been worried about this because she's been hanging out with this really bad kid. He's 13, he does drugs, his parents do drugs.
Mm-hmm.
She's smoked pot with him. I know that she's given him oral sex a few times, and I've talked to her about this, told her the dangers of sex, and today she didn't come home till 8 o'clock, and when she came home, it came out that she she had sex with him. And
Why? How did it come up?
Yeah.
Did she tell you?
well, she said that she forgot what time it was, and I was like, you were either stoned or you had sex. There's no way you forgot what time it was. You're lying.
Mm-hmm.
And she went over to a neighbor's house. Or she denied it and was yelling and screaming. And she went over to a neighbor's house and came back and
Yeah.
was crying and said she wanted to hug and then told me what happened.
How do you know about the oral sex before this?
I tricked her.
Yeah.
I went online in one of her little chatting sessions,
Mm-hmm.
So you
and
pretended to be somebody?
yeah,
Nice. And now, what grade is she in?
she's in 7th grade.
And Dad's not around.
No, and I know she's starving for male attention.
And what did she do for contraception today?
She said she used a condom.
You still not.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe when you get that morning after pill going for her. Or at least go on some birth control, right?
Well,
That'd be priority one.
I don't think she wants to get her 12-year-old on birth control.
Yeah, but she's out of control, right? I mean, this is priority one here. This is damage control at this point.
And where's Dad? Living in Florida?
He's never been in the picture.
Is he in Florida? It's got to be somewhere around Florida.
Where is he? Dad.
He's in another state.
What state?
Why does that matter? He's in Las Vegas.
No, that's second. That's number 2. Florida's number 1, Nevada number 2 on the scumball S-rolling downhill.
How old were you when you lost your virginity?
16.
Were you abused sexually before that or something?
I was when I was really young, yeah.
Okay. Well, there we go.
And so Dad basically has never been in the picture. She talked about him or wanted to contact him.
She wants me to get child support from him so she can have money to buy clothes, but she's not interested in meeting him.
Is there any other new guys in the picture for you?
Yes.
What happened with that?
Actually, he came over last weekend.
But did your daughter have a stepdad?
Oh, she did for a while, and I divorced him, and he refused to talk to her after that. He changed his phone number. He told his family not to talk to her. It was pretty cruel.
And how'd that go with him and her? Did they get along well?
Actually, they did.
They did.
Mm-hmm. She called him Dad. She was really young. She was 3 when I got married.
Okay. So
Right.
you and your daughter need to get some conjoined work, some therapy together.
And this,
There's some real serious boundary problems here.
and
You can't set limits on her. You can't control her behavior. You intrude on her, but then when it comes to really setting down and asserting things you
Is
need to
everything
do,
okay in
you're
here?
powerless.
Yeah,
So
I
you
just
need
need
to
your
get in
scissors. I
and
happen
some
to know
help
you
with
have
this
one.
because this is not a good situation.
You're welcome.
No, I know.
This is the exact opposite combination. As opposed to you being the parent and being able to contain her behaviors, you're having to sort of drop down to peer level and go on,
why'd you divorce the stepdad?
He became abusive.
Right.
right.
Yeah. So,
But you know what? After that, I haven't dated any abusive men. I've dated very nice.
okay. So you're coming out of your thing. You don't want her to go through what you went through.
Exactly.
All right. So look, my heart goes out to you, but unfortunately, you got your work cut out for you, and you got to get that therapy with her.
Yeah, you gotta do that.
She talks to a therapist at school, and the therapist pulls me aside and says, this kid's really dangerous, but to her, she's had another therapist, they don't get tough with her.
Wait, Angelina, they pulled you aside and said your daughter's in dangerous shape.
Well, this kid that she's enamored with is dangerous.
I see.
All right. Well, maybe they got to do therapy together.
But they need to in the worst way. That's a life.
And well, listen, this is what happens every time. You make a bad decision. You get okay. No, I'm gonna take it back further. You get abused growing up, so you hook up with some abusive a-hole because that's who you're magically attracted to. Then you get pregnant by the abusive a-hole. Then magically the abusive a-hole leaves. Then you're left to single-handedly raise your daughter. Meanwhile, your daughter takes all her anger, frustration, and hurt out on you the entire time.
About that. But plus, you're a trauma survivor and you can't set adequate boundaries with the daughter, and now you've got a mess.
Okay, so you gotta get some therapy. You gotta do the work. Sorry,
Conjoint that. The two of you together so that you can be coached on how to manage her.
Lynn.
Yeah.
What's up? You're 22.
Yeah, I just had a question about anal sex.
Uh-huh.
Um, I've been like having anal sex for like 5 years or so, around there.
Non-stop?
Huh?
Okay. go
Yeah.
ahead.
Stopping for meals.
I see.
Yeah, like off and on.
Yeah.
My boyfriend really likes it, so.
Okay, and the question?
Like lately, like the last month and a half, 2 months or so, I've been noticing blood. Like,
Perfectly normal.
Perfectly healthy. You're noticing blood like in your stool?
yeah.
And
uh,
what's your question?
Why? I mean, should I get that checked out, or is there something?
No, why would a fantasy answer? Well, why would you? We're bleeding massively from the rectum. Well, just start a marathon running at that point. I'd say.
Oh, Drew, please.
Extreme
All right.
exercise.
Well, listen, you figure this is from the anal sex, right? Is that what you're asking?
Possibly.
Or is it like an ulcer or something?
Not an ulcer. Whatever it is, it's actually an emergency because rectal bleeding can become brisk and it can be dangerous. So whether it's a fissure or a hemorrhoid or actually have some colitis or a polyp or God knows what up there, whether it is or is not related to the anal sac, I think we can surmise it is. It's something that categorically needs to be checked out immediately.
Okay.
All right.
And you may want to lay off the anus for a
In the
couple.
meantime, yeah, in spite of your boyfriend's enamored, the enamored.
Do you like it too, Lynn?
Yeah, sometimes.
Sometimes.
Sometimes, but you've been engaging in it for 5 years. What's up?
I don't do it if I don't want to.
Yeah, but you're not really into it. It's only sometimes enjoyable to you. Oh well.
All
You
right.
get it checked out. Please take care of yourself.
All right.
At the very least, get on some iron in the meantime, because you're going to be iron deficient.
And listen, ladies, all of you out there, do not do anything you don't want to do unless I ask you to do it. All
Holy
right?
fuck, that's a big
That
fleet.
goes for all ladies. That goes for that goes from my mom down to newborns.
Okay, bud.
And it's
Hey,
not all
Rebecca.
gonna be sexual. The lion's share of it will be.
I think I did
But some
something
will
to
just be
upset the
basic
hedges.
tasks,
Whoa!
coffee,
What's they mad
down to
about?
bed, that kind of thing. All right.
Good luck.
I've been hunting
The
their
bulk of it'll be.
trade fleet.
No doubt.
We'll be
To try to get out. Tell me that it's three.
Wow, that's a little more than AI mad.
Oh, they're super mad.
Well, there's the show, everybody. I want to thank Paul Tracy, race car driver, for coming out here tonight. It's going to be at the Toyota Grand Prix this weekend in Long Beach. And tomorrow night, possibly Josh Brolin will come in here. And he's also going to be driving in the celebrity race. So we'll see about that. I want to thank everyone who should be thanked. And until next time, it's Dan Crowley for Dr. Drew saying, mahalo.
Well, you did overdose. That's why you hallucinate.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was trying to overdose to get high, but not to, like, overdose. And
This has been Loveline. The opinions expressed in this show are not necessarily those of the staff, management, sponsors, or this station. The producer for Loveline is Ann Wilkins Engel. Loveline is a presentation of Westwood One Entertainment.
pass. Thank you.
Okay.
Jesus Christ, are you okay?
Yep, I just punched myself in the chest with a frozen ice pack.
But you're all right.
I'm fine. What'd you sound?
Thanks for the warning. Thanks, baby.
You're welcome.
Suicidal pilot day. Y'all have fun with the station. Would you mind bringing me a cold soda, please?
Oh yeah, I can do that. Right?
Mm-hmm. Hey guys, I brought one of those too. Taken from your last invasion fleet, in fact. Ooh, thermal pulse cannons right in the side. And then the station with whatever fuck those are. Plasma cannons. Look, the monitor's sitting in front of the onslaught, shielding it from heads.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Ooh, what happened there? Bonk.
Bonk.
That last onslaught tried to use, or one of the last two onslaughts tried to use its burn drive. I think to get out of trouble. Maybe got knocked sideways. Who knows? One way or the other, it's a front shielded vehicle with its back facing towards the Star Fortress.
Right.
Hey, that one's trying to use its friend's corpse as cover.
Almost smart.
Ooh, my command carrier was pounding it with missiles there at the end. Yeah, why not? Here, I'll flop in your toy. What was it, Falcon? Oh. It's a horribly dinged up pirate Falcon. It might literally get killed by that. By that pair of combat freighters. Ooh, that was quick. Try it out, deuce. Keeping the thing's shields up at least. You better run. It does a damn job. Alright, Medusa is a reasonable and reasonably powerful pursuit equipment. As consolation prizes go, that's not a bad one.
Yeah.
Bye. Okay. Oh yeah, let's see. Don't get me wrong, I would much rather have had the Legion carrier.
But you get what survives.
5 Legion carriers would be 20 fighter wings. And almost as many guns as Onslaughts. It would be quite tasty.
Having them would be a great addition to the fleet.
Don't get me wrong. This thing is no small benefit or effort. Hey, do you want to just move in here?
Yeah. If you're not going to bed immediately, then I'll just bring my keyboard in.
Oh, that's funny. This is a normal one.
Hmm.
As opposed to the 14th battle group type.
Oh. Are they different new cosmetic?
No. Oh, yes. 14th battle group edition stuff has sacrificed a tiny little bit of speed in return for a lot of armor and shield and weapon upgrade. For anything that's already slow as hell, like a Legion or an Onslaught,
Yeah.
it's great. For anything that is designed to be fast and maneuverable, the benefit is questionable. So, like,
Right.
Eagle, probably yes. Falcon, probably not actually any better.
It looks like you already set up these partitions. Do I need to clear and remake them, or are they good?
No, just use them as they are. I already erased the one that needed to be cleared.
Excellent. Thank you.
Anytime, buddy. Come a long way from a pirate using trash that they scavenged from a debris field. Smashed a hegemony battle group, admittedly. Like, what choice? I mean, they had no good options. Attacking that station was their only way to complete their mission and ensured that we would smash them.
Hmm. Yep.
Assume this is space trash. Yep. Cool, back to hunting atlases, I guess. No, I kid, I have no money because I over-ordered. It's not like I exactly need money, because I can always just draw supplies and fuel from the depot.
Mm-hmm.
Busted up Condor. Oh shit, I forgot to check the debris field. Huh, another onslaught.
Damn.
Fuck it, I'll take it. Yeah, you guys send me free spaceships anytime you want. Phew. Problem is, I used up all my good missiles. Suburban, no pod. F. I need to order those. This thing is in the hind tit position regarding weapons anyway. Do you hear that?
You do.
What do you think of this?
don't know. It's like too continuous to people.
What did you hear outside?
I don't know. I couldn't make it out.
It's in that direction.
Oh.
And it's got the cadence of a human or animal shouting over and over again.
Yeah.
Almost the same cadence, but enough like difference that it sounds organic. It's not mechanical, the same machine sound over and over again. It varies. Sometimes there are different sounds.
I thought it was a cat.
At this point, it's gone on for so long.
Well, I was outside. I thought it was a cat.
Okay. So it might have just been a very unhappy cat. Because it went on too long to be humans. Humans don't shout over and over again that many times without trying something else. It seems to have stopped.
Rebecca, I literally think it was cats effing in the driveway. I'm not even kidding. Well, there were two cats. There were two black cats in the driveway, and I think
Okay then. I've never actually lived somewhere where that happens, but I've heard about it. I've actually heard that's a problem in really urban areas.
I don't know. It's not the first time I've heard loudness around here.
Oh, no, I mean specifically cats.
Not sure why they're effing in our driveway.
It was there, that's where they...
Let's get one water bottle set up with water on the stream, okay?
Okay.
Because I almost called the cops. It sounded like something, man. Which it was, technically.
Yeah.
But not something the authorities generally think about.
Yeah, next time I'll just beat the beeper at them.
Yeah, that will probably work.
if we're not careful, the cat's gonna give birth around here.
Yeah.
Just be ready. If I come in with a blanket full of kids. Either that or give them to animal control.
We're gonna have to give some of them.
Or people.
Or people. It would be
So yeah,
an excuse to be women.
instead, let's just get a squirt gun ready.
And keep them from having an aggressive, yeah.
I may have to protect the property a little. Alright, so random alley cats aside. What? I'm back on the bumper. Oh. Not one, but two Legion battle carriers.
Damn.
Holy shit. 4 carrier slots, 2 large ballistic slots, a shitload of random little stuff ones. Composite turrets. Ooh. Anyway, these things can slug. They can throw down. Yep, a wall of these around my command carrier. They're about halfway between an Astral and an Onslaught, which is perfect for my fleet.
Okay, great. So you'll be restoring them over the next couple cycles, whatever game.
Years.
Yeah.
Old years. Yeah, I'm gonna take them home. Fix them up. And then, now that I've achieved one of my major goals, I gotta get an Alice freighter and start hunting the Remnant again.
Ah.
Fuck was that? Did something just flash?
I did something on my screen.
Okay.
Oh, this set had a partitioning problem since you set it up as
Again?
for you. Does it want to mount on slash?
Okay. Delete all the partitions?
Okay. Okay.
Make a 4 gig partition and set it to use as swap. Yeah, 20 other ships of lesser significance now means a fucking fleet full of Eagles, MOAs, and Enforcers.
Right.
But yes, lesser significance than their wall of battle cruisers.
Swap's good at the beginning.
Yes, please, always.
Okay. 4 gigabytes of swap.
Now basically leave 400 gigs of space and use anything that remains as the main drive. So like,
Yeah, so it lives
right, the main drive will be like 80 or 90 gigs.
96 gigs.
Perfect.
And that's primary, beginning, and just leave it as the normal X4 journaling at Mount Point Slash.
EXT4 journaling, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And then 400 gigabytes of free space.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, for now, that'll be fine.
Finished.
We don't need to keep setting that up until we're sure it'll work.
Right, changes to desk.
Yes, please. bizarrely fond of my Sunder with auto pulse noise.
It looks like it worked.
Nice. Let's hope everything installs smoothly. Okay. Be dead before I get there to hit it. No. The graviton beams always do a great job. Get in there and pound on it. Why waste his effort when the torpedo bombers will always take care of it?
Yeah.
Whoa! The heck is that thing? Shade. There we go. Hit it with that auto pulse. Nothing has a chance if they get close to this pirate Falcon. Those Needler turrets are fast and highly accurate, and they love to shred small ships.
Whatever the F the shade was, it was funky fast.
And it's gone now.
Damn.
Haul ass. I just don't like phase ships. They just, I don't. There's everything wrong with them. They don't last very long in combat, being probably my biggest complaint.
Really?
Yep, they all have delicate subsystems.
Oh.
Plus, they can't have shields.
Really?
Yep,
Oh, that
it's
sucks.
phase or shields, one or the other.
Well, never mind.
Right, basically. Oh, hey. Drugs. Oh, thanks. You can keep your ore.
Yeah, thanks for the rocks. I'll get more.
So a little bit of a drug tax there. What's that sound?
I think it might be Sybil working really hard to install itself.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think it's Sybil's drive. Its optical drive seems to be bizarrely loud. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, you never ever want to do that. I totally forgot. Of course they've got volatiles. It's a gas giant. Alright. Really no sense in mining this planet. We're farming it already. Way out in the middle of nowhere. That's a real plane. Appears to be landing on our house.
Yeah, it does kind of sound like it, doesn't it?
Let's see how much cash they bust off for us this month. Not quite $1 million. It's because I ordered all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
Enjoy the drugs. Well, they haven't in any way tapped into the piles of drugs I've been labeling them, meaning that their imports must be just that good. What, the populace likes to get high.
And trade organs. Okay.
Yep, that's true.
I don't get how the organ business can be so big. I mean, how many people need transplants?
Well, it is a planet of tens of millions of people.
Yeah.
So a few hundred organs every once in a while, it kind of makes sense. I don't know what they use them for. Maybe they eat them.
You know, that's not out of the question.
I need to either smash the other factions or make friends with them again. They're kind of messing with me. Alright, so these are in a weird spot. I guess I'll put them between the Eagles and the Asheville. Alright. Ooh. Out of Majollander cannons. That sucks. Oh well. Frankly, we'll need the points. Alright. But these are perfect for certain captains. Like this lady has all these defensive things, which are great on any carrier.
Yeah.
But the Eagles should never be in the front line. This thing, on the other hand, I mean, with that armor rating, it can take hits.
Oh.
That hull rating, it can continue to take hits.
So she can use her defensive awesomeness up front where it belongs.
Small ballistic turrets, and it's covered in medium composites. Those are fucking useful.
It can't shoot backward.
No, it does appear to have one great weakness. But that's what the fighters are for.
Oh, it's got fighters.
It's technically a carrier. So.
If it shields something that can shoot backward and just keeps its butt to it, then...
It does have a weak shield arc. Remember, this is domain era tech.
Oh.
These things were invented after the Onslaught, but they're from around the same time period as the Onslaught and the Conquest and the Enforcer. And Onslaughts, Conquests, and Enforcers drop quite quickly when subjected to the correct fighter attacks. Torpedoes. That's fighter-based torpedoes didn't exist when these were invented, when these were made. So no, it doesn't have any particular rear shielding. because fighters at the time period when it was created weren't that scary.
Oh.
Machine guns and stuff aren't going to do anything to its engines. But you
Because
drop.
its hull is so great.
Remember, the Cobra wasn't finished when the domain collapsed. So we have one of the few pieces of technology that has been invented after the domain. Also, this thing is the modern upgrade. It's the answer to those technological upgrades.
Mm-hmm.
2 more fighter slots, because ultimately that's one of its best defenses.
Yeah.
But you see, the Onslaught has large ballistics and
Mhm.
shitloads of medium missile.
Yeah.
This thing just has these 2 gigantic missile launchers.
Yep.
That Locust, that Locust Swarmer
Yeah.
is by far the most effective anti-fighter weapon in the entire game.
Uh-huh.
It seeks out and destroys enemy fighters.
Dude.
Mm.
And it's ringed in point defense lasers.
Well, it's 40 missiles that do 200 points of damage each, and they'll just like pick. So, take, say, these Warthogs.
Uh-huh.
Each Warthog would take 3 missiles and die.
Ooh.
So 6 of those 40 could wipe out, I'm sorry, those Thunders. 6 of those 40 could wipe out those 2 Thunder Interceptors.
Uh-huh.
Fast.
6 of those 40. Yeah. And they seek out fighters. So
Mhm.
they're not easily wasted.
Right. So the Astral, and humorously enough, I use the Squall because I find it amusing to watch the command carrier pound on things from extreme range.
Okay.
But with another set of Swarmer missiles, it
Yeah.
could withstand attacks from like 8 or 9 fighter squadrons at once.
Oh.
And that's before you factor in the 8 tactical lasers.
Yeah, it's got a lot of lasers.
Well, these things lay 8 by 75 damage per second on stuff.
Whoa.
Yep, so those same interceptors, those Thunders, would be shot to pieces by the tactical lasers as they approached the carrier
Mm-hmm.
before they could get in range to do any damage.
Yep.
See, this thing is torpedo aware. It knows
Yes.
that torpedoes exist. It's designed to think about shooting them down rather than getting hit by them.
It can't get out of the way, so it needs point defense.
Lots of it. I mean, ultimately, that's all I've put on there.
It is the barn that it is the proverbial barn to shoot, but
The graviton beams are bigger than the tactical lasers,
mm-hmm.
but ultimately, they're like point defense against frigates.
Okay.
A wolf dare not be subjected to all those tac lasers and graviton beams for any length of time.
Awesome.
Its shields will drop, it will get fried.
Yeah.
Weirdly enough, against frigates, suddenly those missiles become very effective again. I mean, it's 8,000 points of damage every time it fires.
Ooh, yeah.
A frigate can't actually take a whole Locust spam wave.
Uh-huh.
So it's quite amusing, in my opinion, to watch this thing participate in battles. It's highly effective.
Mm-hmm.
The reason you wouldn't want to use it alone is it just doesn't really have the... I mean, it's got great armor, but not compared to...
But it shouldn't be the sole focus of an enemy attack.
The Onslaught's... The Battle Group Onslaught is
Whoa.
arguably the best armored ship. in the
That's a
game.
lot of armor.
Yep. It was invented... These are so old that they were designed before shields were invented. Modern ones, of course, have a shield generator strapped onto them.
But they're built to withstand.
It's only a front-facing 180. It's
Uh-huh.
not actually a particularly good shield.
Right. And it's what they could strap on a pre-shield vehicle.
But this thing is designed to... It can take torpedo hits. I fairly often see this thing with one of its rear engine areas smoking
Yeah.
from being tagged with a torpedo or two, but its hull damage is usually relatively low.
Right.
It takes a torpedo to melt the armor off any particular section of this crazy thing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's slower than Sin, but so too is the Astral.
Right. So you wind up with
These
an
will fit
island
right
in the center.
These will fit right in. Only problem, I just don't have good guns for them. Now I'm regretting ever having sold a Mjolnir cannon. These, of course, may be the best fighter in the game. Except fucking Ion Beam. Great range. They've got shields. Hell, I guess the biggest problem with Zyphos is they're not really that fast for fighters. They're about the speed of a... You can make a wolf that's faster than a Zyphos.
I see you got the orange points off one of the Legion.
Oh yeah, it's expensive though. I don't have the money to do it to the other one. These things are huge. But yeah, we gave it a scrubbing. Perdition bombers, hilarious. But yeah, this is our traditional rack of effing up the enemy. Fastest, longest range fighters in the game. The answer to annoying frigates that won't leave you alone. Great collection of weapons. Machine gun, short-range missile launcher, and ion cannon. They don't do a lot of damage, but just fucking pesky. They're exactly the sort of thing you don't want strafing your larger ship. Because they'll knock out random systems with the ion cannon. With the machine gun, they'll actually fly up ahead of the fleet and chase down and shoot down incoming missiles. So they take a lot of salamanders and pilliums that would otherwise hit our ships out of the fight. And the Swarmer means they tend to win one-on-ones with other interceptors.
Small rocket something?
Yep. Short-range missile, actually.
Short range missile.
And then the Zyphos, obviously, they tend to win their fights because of the burst point defense laser to shoot down enemy fighters, and then the ion beam just wreaks havoc on enemy systems.
Yeah.
The longbows, because there's almost nothing better than being able to put a sabot pod, a sabot missile right up into the enemy in the middle of a fight. It'll knock out all sorts of systems or just take their shields down. That's actually what the longbow specializes in.
Does it have one missile that it can shoot, or can it just shoot one at a time?
It shoots one missile, and then it's got that burst point defense laser to try to make sure that it gets to and from the fight.
And then does it go back home to get another missile?
Yep.
Okay.
And the amusing thing is here, all three of these tend to win their fighter-to-fighter encounters because of the burst point defense, or in this one, the dual machine gun and the SRO.
Yeah, I see that.
So when our waves of fighters impact their waves of fighters, our fighter bombers are incredibly effective in that.
Because they're not just a bomb, they're not helpless.
No, they're fighter bombers.
Yeah.
This is one interceptor, two fighter bombers, and then for this one, light bombers. Fast little buggers who get that Atropos-seeking torpedo
And then they get home.
gear.
And that's all they do.
Yep, that's all they do. They can't protect themselves.
Yeah, I see that.
Fragile but very effective, incredibly effective. Because the three Atropos missiles coming in from three different directions tend to confuse the point defense on the enemy.
Crew per fighter is kind of a significant ratio.
And for one thing, we are a large, dangerous military faction, and everybody knows what they're signing up for. You have to assume that the fighter pilots get fucking paid. Because, yeah, they're the ones who will die.
Yep.
almost nothing else ever takes hull damage, so naval crew are rarely harmed. But fighters get shot down. That's part of the game.
Individuals.
Yep.
And that's just calculated as part of the ship's damage?
Yeah, I mean, you have to keep your crew up. That's why we currently have 8,000. We currently have about slightly more than 8,000 crew members, and we only need 6,600.
It is because if you want to fight 2 battles in a row, you got to get more guys into the fighters.
A fight in which 100 people die on our side would be massive. That would be very notable. Rarely happens.
Cool.
It can happen, but it's not common. That would mean that's usually something like in the last fight, one of our idiot captains decided to charge the enemy and got her battle cruiser disabled.
Yeah.
She probably got 200 crew members killed.
Exploding systems getting hit.
Oh yeah, I mean when the thing decompressed, crew died.
Yep. Yep.
That's okay. Lamb's a bit of an idiot. She's good though. Because she was on the ship, it wasn't destroyed, so we're able to recover it. We'll have to pay to get it fixed because again, she's an idiot.
Right.
What are you gonna do?
Do you leave crew places?
Sure, drop them off all the time. 1,000 of them to colonize a planet. Initially.
Right.
Anyway, small ballistic turret. I guess our best bet is light duels here. These things are old, but they're nice. Well, that would objectively be the best option. There was something. Somebody needs them, yes. Oh, actually, the onslaught's okay for now. The other onslaughts needed them. We have a real demand for certain weapons. Gauss cannons, because of their ridiculous range.
Oh, because each ship model has like very weird specifics as to what can go in each slot.
Don't say that weird.
Sorry. Very specific.
A composite turret will will hold a missile or a ballistic. Synergy will hold a missile or a beam weapon. Hybrid will hold a beam weapon or a ballistic. Universal turrets will hold everything. Everything else is specified. So some ships are incredibly versatile in principle. You can mount any small weapon you want onto the front of a monitor.
Cool.
2 of them. I guess if you wanted to make the poor bastards more effective, you could put sabot pods on them, but they're not for getting kills. This crazy motherfucker. God, if I were gonna do the game again, the whole mid game I would use nothing but Sunders with auto pulse lasers. Holy fuck!
They look like a creepy lizard.
Man, that thing is so dangerous. When that auto pulse laser is charged up, it does 1,500 damage a second. That pulse laser does Atropos torpedo damage when it's charged up.
Dude.
The thing is, after the 30 charges are fired, it suddenly becomes about 1/5 as powerful.
Oh, shit.
But that's kind of great, right? You get your Sunder, for hit and fade tactics, multiple ships set up like that would obliterate the enemy en masse. It just does so much shield and armor and hull damage.
Yeah. So if you could get away with them.
Even just 2 of them, with one hitting and the other one backing off, would be epically powerful.
Right.
And then it's still got... This is the thing. I just never understood how powerful the Sunder was. It's got 2 medium beam weapons. Put a couple of
Have a shot limit?
No. No, those are just ion beams. Probably the best medium weapon in the game.
And you can shoot those all fight long.
Yeah, it'll just it'll use those to try to drop the enemy shields. And then as the enemy shields gain hard flux
Mm-hmm.
from getting hit with the auto pulse laser, the ion beams will be more likely to punch through and drop systems.
Ah.
But this particular one is gnarly because of the needlers.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the best small ballistic weapon in the game.
Oh, shit. Almost invisible.
And then you get a fuck bucket of really cheap damage. It only costs an eighth of a. It costs 0.8 flux per damage that it does, making it a very efficient shield dropper.
Nice.
So if it gets to the point where it can use the Sabot missiles, the ion beams, the needlers, and the auto pulse all at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
even cruiser shields,
Will melt.
yeah, the shields just drop like crazy.
Yeah.
And then the needlers don't do that much damage to larger ships, but like an enemy frigate or something, the fast turn rate on the needlers allows them to shoot down wolves and things.
Oh. So it has forward-facing lasers, which is okay because it turns on a dime.
It also has these two scary ballistic turrets
Uh-huh.
with a particular weapon. Railguns are nice there, but needlers are amazing.
Awesome.
I'm telling you, this thing is my alternate flagship. This is my pursuit ship.
Oh.
It's also really, really good at killing medium and small remnant vessels.
Okay.
Ooh, speaking of which, we might go take on some more remnant once all this shit is all fixed up. All right. There we go. That kind of works. The Mark 9s will drop the enemy shields,
Mm-hmm.
but they have bad accuracy and slow turn rate is the reason I usually don't use them.
Yes.
But against anything cruiser size, the Mark 9s and the Sabot will bring down the shields, the heavy maulers will chew up the armor.
Uh-huh.
That works. Let's see, on the front ballistic turrets, because we have no needlers, we'll give them rail guns.
Okay.
Another ballistic turret. Fuck it. Load up the rail guns. Starting to run out of capacity now. Only 4 more turrets to populate. Frigates get annoying and they like to attack from the side. Ooh, that's kind of a nasty idea. See if that works. A pair of Reaper torpedo launchers on the side, just in case it's pounding on anything big and slow.
Mm-hmm. Or anything. Oh, right. The Reapers are slow.
Yeah, those are the big red torpedoes.
Got it.
But have 4,000 damage each, and 10 of them. So that's 40,000 damage in Reaper torpedoes loaded into it.
Yeah.
Not as sustainable as a big gun, though. But oh wait. Yeah, let's go for sustainability. The autocannon's on the side.
That thing is prickly.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, those heavy autocannons can fire straight forward, so let's say it's fighting something its own size.
Mm-hmm.
It'll have autocannon, heavy autocannon, Mark 9, Mauler, Sabot, and several railguns.
Yep. All thrown into the side of something.
Anything this side of a Conquest or an Onslaught is going to have to run.
Yep.
And that's not counting all those crazy fighters.
Mm-hmm.
With the fighters, I think it could win against an Onslaught one of them.
Neat.
Because the Onslaught systems are going to be failing over and over again from the ion beams and ion cannons.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yes.
the Sabot missiles from the bombers
Uh-huh.
will drop its shields way faster than it can probably drop this thing's shields.
Right.
Yeah, depending on configuration, this thing is probably the one-on-one champion.
Yep. And I now see that its wings are actually runways for the fighters.
That's clever, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
Good eye.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's a really clever design.
Uh-huh.
If you wanted to make a sturdy-ass carrier,
Yep.
it wouldn't be a bad way to
With
do it.
like semi-sheltered.
I've never noticed that. I guess I never questioned where its fighters were coming from.
Okay, one of the things I've noticed about being a spectator for gaming, because I've done a lot of gaming spectating at this point, is that when you're not the one hitting the buttons and looking specifically at the stats and making decisions.
You can see a little bit more nuance.
Uh-huh.
I've noticed that for sure. Alrighty. So, the second one. Oh, right. Battle Carrier. BCR. Yeah, let's change it up a little bit. For this one, we'll put the terrifying Cobra Bomber, which drops nasty Red Reaper torpedoes directly on the enemy. Frankly, the best way to use them. Claw fighters. I swear, they're just not that great.
Okay.
There's 5 of them. You'd think they'd be good, but they got slow ion cannons, and I've learned not to like them. You know they gotta suck if they allow 5 of them in a single wing.
Ah.
Which means it's a recipe for losing crap tons.
That means the sparks also aren't great.
Well, Sparks are completely different because they have no crew at all.
They're interceptors with the crew. Ah.
Yeah, if we wanted to make a really wrong vehicle, we could make one of these. But frankly, I'm incredibly not impressed by the Lux Heavy Fighter. So,
Okay. Not every model is great.
well, I just don't have any drones that I like that much. But yeah, a drone battle carrier would be interesting in that it would basically never lose crew.
That's true.
Be super efficient. Sadly, drones in this game kind of suck.
Chartakian selling points are coming through once again.
They're just not as good as man fighters in this particular game.
Okay.
Alright. Gotta have Thunders. They're the only thing in the game with an 8,000 point range. I think I'm at home. Never really seen the advantage of the Khopesh. They should do more damage than they do. Something about Annihilator rockets, they just blow. Warthogs, if there's any advantage to the Warthog, I've never seen it. theoretically, that pair of light mortars might be good for hitting armor, but the light mortar is a weapon that I throw away without thinking twice about it. So. Theoretically, the Gladius might... Yeah, I mean, it is officially better than the broadsword, but actually more fragile. For my money, I go for 3 broadswords.
Okay.
Perditions are basically trash. No, what am I saying? Perditions are actually trash. They just are trash with torpedoes on them. Piranhas were like the key to winning battles once.
Okay.
I remember the day when making sure those piranha bombs landed on a disabled target was my strategy for taking out enemy destroyers.
Yeah.
Now they're just like quaint. You look at them and you're like, aw, the enemy's using piranha bombers. They're
Right.
gonna lose.
They're a little too lightweight now.
Oh yeah. Tempting to go with more longbows. It's like hard to see how it's ever bad to have your enemy ships unable to function.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think broadswords might be too old school. Yeah, we'll just go bomber heavy with this one. So we're almost out of guns for it anyway. Down to the dregs.
Of available guns.
Yep. This thing will actually depend on its railguns. Oof. I've mounted a Vulcan cannon to anything in a long time. Or for that matter, an ARB. Pillions will be more fucked up. Waste, what a piece of trash. Let's not take this into battle. Degraded engines. Fuck, we have to leave it here. I was wondering what was slowing me down so horrifically. Alright. That's okay. We've got the scary big toys now.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of anything. Nope. We have all the biggest, most powerful line ships available in the game. Oh man, I hate to have to put the second Poji away. When was the last time I used my non-pyro Falcon? Or for that matter, my second Eagle. You. Not the fleet. This is just extra shit.
That's storage?
Yep.
Of nice ships that are too damp, that are waiting to be fixed.
In some cases. Or just that I have no room for.
Useful things you don't use as much as you would. That's a lot of good ships.
Grabbing an extra tug. Become tragic. Oh, right. you can put shit on a tug, but the smart thing is always to insulate their whatchamacallit, because tugs are fantastic as long as you don't mind being seen by everything. 130 sensor profile. The tug's about as easy to see from range in space as the fucking battle carrier.
They just blast fuel out into space, pulling whatever they're pulling, and they don't care.
Augmenting the drive field of big, slow fleets.
Yeah.
+2. Interesting. If this thing's going to be lagging back at 7, this brings us up to 8. I bring us up to 9. I think we only get 16 on the warp. If I can take out its augmented drive field, it becomes much scarier. Otherwise, I have to give up a lot of this one's power. Boy. Maximum burn 7. No, never mind. Fleet's just gonna be a little slow with all this gigantic crap in it.
That's the sacrifice for having gigantic stuff.
Yep. Ooh. Ah. Oh, right, the fighters themselves would have an ordnance point cost. And this is an interesting theory. 6 Wasp interceptor drones shooting down incoming fighters and missiles could really change the effective profile of this crazy motherfucker.
Interesting. You just gave it one bay?
We converted its normal shuttle bay into a fighter bay, or more specifically a drone bay in this case.
What does the shuttle bay do normally?
Allows supplies to be moved on and off of the vehicle, allows you to move officers back and forth onto it. Technically, you can take a little shuttle in the middle of combat if you want to change flagships.
That no longer has that?
Still would.
Oh, okay.
It's just we use 20 of its ordnance points, which kind of represent the space on board the vehicle.
To build fighter docks into the shuttle bay.
Drone launchers, yeah.
Yeah. To build in some drone launchers.
But it won't increase crew losses, and
That's true.
should result in an effective little cluster. We'll see how it works. Alright, time to go kill. What are we killing? Oh, right. I remember how to do this. I bet I already completely cleared that system. Ooh. wait. I don't want to leave yet. Hold on. Hey, hegemony guys. Who's got an atlas? Ooh. I'll take your 14th Legion onslaught.
Hey guys, I heard your battleships smell like feet. Care to prove me wrong?
This could be a really interesting kind of short fight. Is that enough? Yeah. My trifle. It's kind of amusing. Missile spam.
Wow.
Hey, that's what it does. Oh, the Centurion doesn't want to play with the pulse laser.
Yeah, it really doesn't.
Whoa, those are TPC.
Yeah.
What's that?
There's the spew vessels.
I like to take down my enemy's shields efficiently. Have fun messing with my command carrier.
And it's goddamn swarm.
Nothing does well. Now, you gotta give that fucking onslaught credit. I mean, there are 3 battle cruisers wailing on it. And it's just now starting to take hull damage. It's got one of the battle cruisers thinking about retreat. Oh! Hey, who just hit me with a torpedo? And the finisher missiles do their job. I never quite saw it, but
Yeah.
they swear there was an enemy battleship.
Wow.
Came on you all of a sudden, huh?
I'm surprised I managed to speak beforehand and run it.
Pew pew, motherfucker, you got too close to the battlefield. Enjoy! Those Gauss cannon rounds do fly across the field. Woo! Hi, want to meet my new toy? Who wants to meet you? Damn. Ship is rather aggressive. Oh, it might be the pilot. I'll stick around. Hope we get that Legion, that 14th battle cruiser. Oh, battleship. Impositor. Goodbye. That was a rather huge accomplishment. And it has just got to be chapping the hedgies.
You got another 14.
Yep. And that's their thing. I mean, they were founded by the hegemony is the remnants
So
of the 14th battle group.
and you're
so,
taking their historic ships.
yeah,
Damn.
not gonna go over.
Are we on stream? Yeah? Okay.
Were you worried that you were going to say something about spaceships that you would regret having out in the world?
No, I at this point I always assume that if you've got a game on, we're on stream.
Might as well.
But I like to check, confirm one way or the other, so that I'm not being ridiculously cautious or incautious.
I hear you. We have nothing to put on it. That's funny. Alright. Well. Four D-Mod. About as broken as it should be.
That's basically tow it home.
Pretty much. Wow.
Hmm.
We produce more than half of the food in the galaxy.
Damn. Oh, and all the worlds, yeah.
Yep. But Discordia Prime is the #1 food planet in the sector.
Ooh. Wow.
Wow, we make 60% of the Starship fuel.
Huh.
We're about to go over on supplies and heavy machinery as well.
That's good for expanding aggressively.
Well, it primarily means that we just have a gigantic industrial base.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good sign. I mean, we're not at war with everyone else, which means we and our allies add up to more than 50% of all war material. That's exactly where you want to be, right?
Yeah.
Aha. Manano forges. Manano. Be a good name for a company.
Mm-hmm.
Trust Manano with your mummies. Okay, what I need to do is find every colony that has an orbital works, but no air. Orbital works, no problem. Fuel production. Nicely configured. Orbital works. Discordia 4. 5, my bad. Enlutic path cells are dissolving because someone keeps blowing up their star bases.
Mm. Does that mean areas aren't patrolled?
Wait, holy shit, there's an uncolonized planet in this system? I did not even realize. If the cells on your planets can't get support from a starbase, they eventually give up and dissolve.
Mm.
Hello, just bringing you AIs. You wanted AIs, right? Sure hope so. Orbital works, but they have the works. Nothing. Mining, tech mining, farming. Orbital works on Delta Prime, which is out in BFE anyway. There we go. Cool. Absurd. Fast pick, I just wanted to die. Yeah, I'm sure. 2 strikes, 2 shepherds, and a brawler versus a fucking space station. They'll be lucky if they can survive until I get there.
Yeah, what the hell were they thinking?
The AI in this game, you gotta question them sometimes. Missile spam is go. Third missile spammer late to the party. Battle stations are not what they once were. Thanks to missiles, man. Ooh, torpedoes, man. Ah!
What station is that?
This is Kanta's Den, a fairly powerful pirate station.
Someone's still throwing missiles at it. Okay.
Damn. That place was really stable
Huh.
originally.
Right, if that's it whittled down, yeah.
We're just gonna have to keep pounding on it. Oh, I know what to do. The administrator, obviously, is Kanta. There we go. Take out the spaceport and cut off the food.
Mm-hmm.
That
Oh, I see.
will ruin that control very quickly.
Yeah, well.
Well, I've decided to decivilize and depopulate all the core pirate worlds.
Oh,
Payback for all their messing with me. Oh yeah, this is the Space Bastard run. Approximately 3 or 4 years after liberating Kyra from the siege of the rebel miners, I orbitally bombarded and raided.
wow.
I should be allowed to have whatever technology I want. It was an inspection fleet. I was inspecting it.
Mm-hmm. Inspecting. Inspecting.